Good connection. Which tab do I want? That one. Probably not good. Close that. Perhaps not that. This one. Put that chat. Minimize that. That should be better. Cool. Okay, cool. We'll wait for the ad break to disappear, then we'll continue now that we've got our interwebs back. I don't know why it died. It fucking suddenly died on me. Guys. My poor, I guess, couldn't connect. I had to start it. Yeah, it was like a full disconnect from the NBN books too. Then you get the rare pleasure telling people that you've seen it with your own two eyes and never having anybody believe you. Alright. From here, what do you think of Scarlet Hollow? What do you think? How am I supposed to? Might as well be asking me what I think about the air I breathe or the dirt I'm standing on. How am I supposed to know what I'm supposed to know? I'm in it. Be asking you what you think of our town. People scamming all over penis me. They decided they helped before we'd even met. Can't say I'm not guilty of it myself. Well, if it bugs you that much, I suppose you'll have to get the folks to change their thoughts on what kind of person you are. You got a whole week, that's plenty of time. Tell me about yourself. You wanna know about me? Can't say I know. What's there to tell? I got a beautiful wife, Elma. I left to hell and back, and we got our boy Bo and our little Palm. And our closest neighbor is that bastard is Union Tellermain, but that's neither here nor there. Tell me, what's the biggest pumpkin you've ever seen? Thinner one about the size of a large pumpkin. Then you ain't seen nothing. Feast your eyes on this beautiful lady. Luke pulls out his wallet, flipping out open to a photograph of a very, very large pumpkin. Big Betty, my biggest yet. Bet you didn't know pumpkins could even get so big. Me and Bo are out there taking her down to the fair this week. Aiming to take home the blue ribbon. That's I'm so glad we got that. How did it get so big? Patience and dedication and a whole lot of water. Oh, and chicken muck. Of course, we got plenty of. Best lately though, without mountain lion. But even if we don't manage to track it down tonight, I don't like the look of that thing. Don't like the look that thing is long for this world. One way or another, it'll soon cease to be on my list of problems. Well, how the hell are you getting that thing to the fair? We got ourselves a hay lifter, of course. Bo was a big help. That boy is built like a bull. Tend to put him on the other end of the lift as a counterweight. That ain't to say it's easy. We lost 1 or 2 of the years from mishandling. Not showstoppers like Betty, of course, but still stung. Even now we got the hang of things, it's still gonna give us a heart attack here to see her lifted up and not know whether something might go wrong. Good job, something like this kind of being easy. Damn right. It don't always work out. Sometimes you just wind up with something half her size, all that effort for something that wouldn't even take home a green ribbon. Not this year though. Everything was just right. Feel like you really belong here. Calling me a stereotype? I'm just joking. I've picked up some habits that folks around here tend to pass around. At least that ain't on myth. That's the next generation troubles. I just chew on my tobacco and drink my beer and leave it at that. We'll say though, things ain't like that around here. Kids grow up online and lose their accents cause they want to sound like somebody else. They move away and come back with a big head on their shoulders talking down to the elders just cause they went off and got themselves some expensive degree. At least my boy is a solid mountain boy. He'll be sitting on the porch with a beer watching the sun go down over the hills every night, same as my Callaway that came before him. He knows there's no shame in the country life. Appreciate the night air. Nothing like you've ever seen. The night of light makes you realize why so many generations that came before you wrote mythologies to describe their patterns. There's so much beauty here, despite the fear that still hangs heavy in the air, knowing what might lurk beyond the train line. The tranquility doesn't last long. The harsh sound of a vibrating cell phone pieces the night air. You're getting a call. Your cousin. Phone. Asami! Where did you go? Are you dead? Yep. You're so funny. God, your reception is awful. Are you out in the woods? Did you manage to get lost? Who was that? Miss Tabitha? The sound nearby, a scuffling, and then... What in the... Look, I don't know if you know this, but the big city only trees with little fences around them or whatever. But wandering around the woods at night is dangerous. Get back to the town now. Don't you worry, Miss Tabitha. We'll get us army back to you safe and sound. I'll be sure of that. Look, I'm sorry. I won't be around hang out tonight, but I promise to be back tomorrow, okay? I gotta go. Don't wait up for me. Sorry, I didn't get in trouble. As long as you don't die, I'm sure I can forgive you. Rustling grows louder. See it. I see it. I see it. Sweet and kind, a bed of flowers, a nice wind. Gentle gardener. That must be my Berthy. She's still alive. Call ends abruptly, the bad reception finally giving out. Old man takes a step toward the tree line. Husky! How was your stream, Chaos Husky? What did you get up to, Star Citizen? Go to bed. Go to bed, Husky. Star Citizen was good, hell yeah. You thieving little, get your hands off her. Duke charges forward, flashlight in hand, crashing through the brush. Damn, that thing was fast. Which way did it go? An odd sound nearby, though it wasn't the sound of whatever you two were chasing. You know, it's a human voice, the one you recognized immediately. It would appear that Stella didn't leave the woods after all. Maybe this is why she was so insistent you stay with Duke. Damn, it seems like I found one of the Duke's folks. He's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but Duke stops to mid-stride to listen. His hearing evidently not quite as sharp as yours. Damn it, I know that voice. You don't want to go to bed, but you're eepy? Oh, I'm sorry, Shrilly. You should curl up on my lap. I wouldn't mind you on my lap. You're cute. I mean, it's not your fault. Yeah, you know, it's not like I wore you out or anything. I haven't been around. Go pass out in your corner, H2. Got 6 hours sleep the other day, and last night only 5. Yeah, I know what that's like. I'm kind of going through a jet lag moment at the moment because I've been on I've been on a night shift routine all year, and my job has just changed me to a day shift starting tomorrow. So here I am trying to change my sleep schedule. I was streaming for 2 hours, and then I had to reset my stream because the internet died. But you know, I've been waking up and stuff, staying up and choosing to get up. Worst part is it's your fault because you've been staying up and choosing to get up. You know what? That's fair. You know, I can kind of understand that. Like, it feels like a waste to be asleep a lot, but at the same time, oh my god, I want to sleep more. Seems to be some kind of growth. I've never seen anything like it. Jeez, I hope it doesn't get demonetized for this. I swear to God. Didn't I tell you to go on home? The two of you emerged from the clearing, revealing what Stella had been filming so intently. It's Bethy, her little chicken buddy, panting desperate breaths as she lies crumpled heap at Stella's feet. Bertie, oh no, what happened to you, sweetheart? A new beginning. I'm going home. I'm going home. Going home. Dude, I just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Remain silent. Well, yeah, no shit, something's wrong. So what were you doing filming her like she's some kind of sideshow? I'm sorry, dude. It's my job. I investigative journalism. Investigative journalism, my ass. It's online rubbernecking. You give two shits about my birthday, you'll delete that footage. There's something really wrong with all animals. Right? What a hard thing to witness. It's like they've all gone mad. If this happens to me, I wouldn't want to live like that. No goddamn shit. It's like some kind of plague. Better not be contagious. Summon the chicken. Zoom down to look at this chicken. Summon the growth. Good God, at first you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. Skin is stretched tall, the growth pulsating beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she needs that thing pop and she'll be right as rain in a couple of days. Happened to me once, is not so much a scar these days. I don't know, it kind of looks like there's something in there. Yeah, you can kind of see, I think this is meant to represent an embryo in this shape. It smells like something should be buried deep. My senses scream out that this is an abomination. Oh, Stella, please don't get too close. Hell yeah, I am having fun with the game. I love myself a good visual novel. Yeah? You're looking forward to DefenseCon? What's the lineup? You're cute, Nori. You wanna unleash the Kraken? Unleash the... Goodness. And release the Kraken! Unleash the crackhead. Can you hear the birth that dwells within me? Can you hear the way it... You know, looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Poor little chicken eyes look up you glazed over, but still rolling around in the sockets with unfortunate life. Can't hide from you. See, smell you, sick creature. Summon the wing. Wing still barely attached seems to be, at least to the chicken's all concerns. Oh, it becomes new. I never flown, but now I soar. Whatever got a hold of her busted her wing up a little too. Bust up her wing too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Yeah, I went with talk to animals initially, and like I'm kind of treating it very limitedly. Like only Stella really has been talked to about and me talking to animals. And even then, I kind of glazed over it and kind of didn't push the point. Having investigated your heart's content, you step back to give the bird space. I'm an egg. Like one of those things is gonna pop out of her? What a hard thought. No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs that thing drained and maybe some antibiotics is all. Did you see the thing that got a hold of her? I sure did. I got it on camera too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You ain't know there ain't no such thing. It's not of this world for certain, but a disgusting thing, unappetizing in every sense of the word. It's a mountain. I don't think that's a mountain lion that's been getting at your chickens. Yeah, no shit. In all my years, I've never seen anything like this. Whatever got Berthy seems like the same thing that may have gotten that mountain lion. You and you take out the stock of the situation. The sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper, then a guttural moan, and then another and another, until suddenly find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. There's something out here all around us. I can smell it. There's so many of them. Don't tell me you are forgetting our boy Justin the Possum, best character in the game. I've never played the game, so I haven't met the possum. Hey guys, do you hear that? Uh-huh. Yes, I hear that. He starts filming again. Come on, Bertie, let's get you home. Luke scoops up the injured Bertie, voices in the trees intensify. It's like all of a sudden you're surrounded by strange sounds growing closer, bolder. What the hell is that? The gardener's attempt to mend to nurture. Let me blossom and sprout. Let me become. Don't you step another foot closer or I'll shoot. Don't you think I won't? Man hesitates, the thing that steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Bertie, tucked in a good Duke's arm. Stella, there's another one! Turn and Stella turn, just in time to see another one of the creatures slithering out from the brush. Oh my god. What's going on over there? As Duke glanced back, everything seemed to happen at once. A platter of unnatural feet and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Bertie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence as with paws watching the other creature attempt to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, desperate cries going unheeded. Shit, get your grubby little hands off my bird. We gotta save Gretchen. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. Manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, mouth opening, whispering tones sliding out alongside sharp and unnatural. Then the sniffing blast of shotgun, and suddenly it's gone. Blood! My heavens, I smell blood! Oh. First things first, I grab Gretchen. Step 1 is done, Gretchen is safe. Great, okay, step 2. What is step 2? Oh god, you can't. Yeah, deep breath, deep breath. We need a plan. What if we chase after those things, get as much as we can? Is there any way anyone can believe about what happened? We owe it to Duke. Are you nuts? The man is dead, Stella. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back and call the police. My phone should get reception once we're back on the main road. Just have to quickly make your way back through the woods. Unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving. You see now continue with grim determination. Almost there. Until of me serene road and whispers fade into the sounds of nature. Sounds like they stopped following us. I'm certain I can't smell that stench anymore. Should get reception now. We're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. Feel the buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tara and 13 text messages. Paula. Picture that you're okay. Except this seems worried. Pretty late, isn't it? Hello, Earl. It's still at Richmond. Up on the mountain on Agnes Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There was something in the woods. Okay, yeah. I think we're hurry, but hurry, Jesus. Earl. Who's going to tell Bo? Guess now we wait. Takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car leaves the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugaby and friendly older man Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite being the middle of the night. See right here, the thing jumps out of the woods and the shotgun goes off. What in Sam Hill is that? Some kind of Pillsbury doughboy? Gotta be in the Naked Maniac. Fuck yeah, zombie. That's good shit right there. Oh, I wonder if Dardar is home by now. I'm gonna message the fucking nerd. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. And they killed Duke. Uh-huh. Now, we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence. Okay, but okay. Let me turn it off to save the battery. You notice Stella pop something out of the camera and slide it up her sleeve. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body for now. Sheriff Hugaby and I. Please call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you exactly? That's Asami. She came in town today for the funeral. Asami, as in... Tabitha's cousin, yeah. Damn, I didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac in the loose abyss, you don't walk back on your own. Wasn't that? Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack somebody else. Well, ain't exactly like old Duke's going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will have to wait. Now, if you kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do you have a ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left will be fine. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist for your own safety. Bella sighs. Okay, thank you. You can ride up front with me, little lady. That's if your mama permits. But what about Stella? She hates being in those weird contraptions. Sure, El. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. Oh, Zozo. Drops off for you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Huckabee pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Huckabee scratches her ears. Tina, Stella is quiet and stiff next to you. Back rigid, she stares out the window, jaw clenched. Oh, my poor Stella, neither of us much like these awful metal beasts. If only I was able to comfort her. Confound this old man who reeks of coffee keeping us apart. Stella, you good? He doesn't respond. Place a comforting hand on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at her thoughts, but she remains focused on the wilderness outside the window. I don't think Stella's okay back here, fellas. Oh, I'm sure it's a little car sickness. She'll be right as rain is once we get back from the hill. Do be best not to try hurl in the meantime. We wouldn't want Franklin here to have to work late cleaning the squad car. We're only a few minutes away now. Y'all better keep it together until then. Soon the rubble of the gravel beneath the tires give way to uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of the small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have the thing started out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. Remain silent. Sure, you're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Still, keep an eye on her. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. You have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchen. You have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos come give you trouble, you let me know. Get in touch. Hi, Shadow. Here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. Okay, I know it's late, but I'm wound up, and I know for one need answers. A long shot, but my friend's mom's a weird hippie lady. I know about all the local wildlife and local myths and legends. Maybe she should have an idea what those things were. Oh, wonderful. He always buys stocks of the finest dog biscuits for me. I really could use one of those right about now. I say we go over and show what we have. Are you with me? Where have you been? I've been waiting in town forever. Were you that lost? That'd be great. We were just headed back up to Sybil. She should come with us. A lot happened out here tonight. We better explain it all at once. You saved my life, and then you died right in front of me. Wait, you're serious? Someone died? Yeah, the cops dropped us off here. Well, if you already got the cops involved, I don't think Sybil is going to do... What do you think Sybil is going to do? Give you some weird tea about it? It doesn't sound super helpful to me. It was the circumstances. There were things out there, Tabby. I can't even describe them. Like doughy gnome things? Oh, I see. She's going to give you secret... Going to give you the secret gnome knowledge. I mean, I don't think we should waste our time with that. I'm tired and it sounds like you're tired. We're going home. You know, I'm pretty beat. Take me home, Tabitha. I'll make sure to catch you up on whatever Sybil says to Sami. Here's my number. Let me know when you get back so I know you're safe. What? So you're friends now? You better not make problems for me all week, Stella. Pretty Zozo. Yeah, you're so pretty. Pretty kitty cat. Here you are. Pretty Zozo. Tabitha doesn't wait for Stella to protest before staring back down the road toward her old BMW, towing you along with her. Night around you is blessed silence, save for the comforting songs of crickets and your footsteps on the pavement. There's no eerie owl-like calls of pale, leering creatures disturbing the night's peaceful ambience. The thing in the woods are nowhere to be found, at least for now. You and Tabitha step into her car. It feels like a lifetime since you've been in the seat, but the truth is, it's been fewer than 12 hours. The smell inside this is oddly comforting, like there's bone-deep recognition that she smells like family. Cousin reaches for the headlights. Sami. You know, you ever so faintly make out the name tag on his jacket, Wayne. Oh, come on. Figure steps out of the light, disappearing into the black darkness of the woods. Jacket said Wayne. Yeah, well, going for 2 seconds. Maybe you read it. Doesn't matter. Let's not freak out over nothing. She turns on the engine, her keys rattle, betraying the fresh tremor in her hands. She's just as nervous as you. We both ride in silence back up to the estate. Stretch. Oh, Zozo. Yeah? Why are you being so cute all of a sudden? Huh? A little bean? Let me give you a kiss. Come here. You and your complaints just for getting kisses. Jeez. The stars vaguely illuminate its hulking shape, perched on the cliffside. Despite the warm porch-light, it feels even more abandoned than it did during the day. The windows dark and lifeless. Well, see you in the morning. Why didn't you believe Stella? She wasn't lying. I know, Stella. And I know the kind of things she says she sees. And I know how often she can convince other people when they see it too. I'm a bit skeptical of what the gnome... Smile. But hey, maybe my next video will come out and prove me wrong. Best time for everything. I saw them too. Do you believe me? Believe you even less than I believe Stella. At least I know she can mostly tell the difference between local wildlife and fictional creatures. Emphasis on mostly. You might as well be telling me there's a monster under your bed, but hey, it's not like you have to worry about it for much longer anyway. When the week's over, you won't have to concern yourself with whether or not there's something in the woods. Sure, you don't want to stay up with me for a little bit to talk. I can go to work with you tomorrow. You're trying to angle your way into the family business? The answer is no. I'm drawing the line, you better not cross it. Yeah. Don't want to stay up with me, talk. Not enough talking. Good night. And she goes. 5 other doesn't much as wave goodbye before heading up the stairs. You fall asleep, climbing the creaky stairs to your own waiting bed at its ancient destination. As you start to drift off, you remember the Stella asked you to let her know when you got home safe. Paula. Sounds a little different, a wobble in her throat. Make it back alright? I thought I saw some weird on the way back. A miner, I guess. He knew my name, said some really creepy stuff. That's scary, man. I think I've got some interesting leads too. We can compare notes tomorrow. Till then, get some rest, alright? I'm glad you're safe. On the relative safety of the uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. So you can't still clearly picture the terror that you felt in the moments. For now, you're safe, you're warm. Thank you for liking the live. And hi, Raven. How am I? I'm doing okay. I had a little bit of internet glitching up, and I'm feeling a little tired, rubbing my eyes, but that's pretty normal because I'm changing schedules. But, you know, if the sleepiness gets too much, I will be having, I mean, it was meant to be an earlier stream night anyway, because I have work tomorrow. But, yes, I don't remember where I was going with this. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up to a normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. A nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. What game am I playing? This is called Scarlet Hollow. At least I believe it's called Scarlet Hollow. Yes, Scarlet Hollow. And it's made by the same people that made Slay the Princess. It's a narrative horror visual novel. Oh, zombie, you would be so mad. I wiped an entire lobby as that guy that you're trying to get as level 50 hunter with Dodo, and then just went around, got a couple of hunter XPs and got it done in a single mission. Level 50 hunter, one mission. You're at 49. Oh, that's rough, buddy. You've heard of that game? Yeah, so Scarlet Hollow, like Slay the Princess, has a lot of narrative options, and it's really cool. Finish episode 1. You mean making a game like this? Hell yeah! it sounds like a visual novel at the point. There is a difference between a really highly narrative visual novel and a standard visual novel as well, Zombie. Because a visual novel on standard doesn't usually have as much branching structures and like really intensive choices. A lot of the I think for the follow, a lot of the normal visual novels have a set novel storyline. What makes this developer really different is how incredibly varied they make their stories. Like, no two Slay the Princess runs are the same, and it is so branching. And Scarlet Hollow follows that same playstyle. I'm not exploring the different paths because this is my first playthrough. I am just experiencing the game. But the amount of options and dialogue choices and things that I can do in this game that could completely change the story is huge. And it's so cool. All right. Continue. Yeah, let's play the recap of episode 1. The funeral of Pearl Ann Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with the side of the family. You know what? I'm gonna tell you guys ahead of time. I'm probably going to stream for another hour or so, and then I'm going to end off for the day because like I do have work tomorrow, and I'm going to like have a bit more of a chill time and make sure I rest up. At the moment, making the game in Python code, and it's hating your lol. It's hating on you. Python isn't usually the developer's choice of code for a game. Last time I checked, I mean, it depends on what the engine's running on, I guess. I think Godot uses a very Python-like code from memory. But it's just for like a prototype. Back into our family's humble estate. Fortunately, during the state of the house, only a few rooms was definitely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't be wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Rundown country ambience clashes terribly with the goth woman behind the counter who's been eyeing you with something between curiosity and dawning horror. Oh my god. And it matches, honest to goodness, mountain lion, and there's something horribly wrong with it. Blood that runs and runs and runs becomes itself nothing. Doesn't bother trying to hide now, leaping down to the clearing with killing intent and wide yellow eyes, ready to finish whatever started, and then bang. Damn, nearly had the thing. Yeah, this is just recapping the last little bit before we lost Duke. Duke grapples with the thing. The funny man. A gamer! Poor Gretchen. I'm glad we saved Gretchen, but it's a shame about fucking Duke. And grab the creature isn't deterred. It looks like it's got like an injector. Something is definitely worse. Suddenly it's gone. Poor Duke is dead. You go back. Then there's the weird guy. Tommy. Welcome. Alright, and then eeped. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing, you're alive. For now, you're safe. You gaze, wanders around the room, windows and woods beyond. Wonder if there are monsters lurking out there right now, beyond the trees, ready to pounce on you as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles in your gut, tangling to a knot of anxiety, wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. Not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't just stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. Note you can refresh yourself from the events of previous days by using the journal icon in the quick menu. Put your clothes in the dresser. Possum! A possum lurks within, quiet but angry. Afraid! My friend, I know hurt. Afraid! What's your name, little guy? Masami. Destin. What you doing in my drawers? Warm, dark. Can you tell me about the human who lives here? Which human? Our land died. Only one human lives here. Doesn't look good with names. 2 humans live here. Can you tell me about the humans who live here? Okay. Justin can tell me between me. 1 human sad, 1 human scary. Sad human. Cries. If Dustin bad sleeps. Scary human. Always watches, eyes hateful. Never mind, thanks for the help, Dustin. Hey. Can you move, please? I want to put my clothes in here. No, this is Dustin's house. Alright, Nest. The thing, you look cold in here. You gently lay your clothes on top of the creature, arranging them like a little nest. Dustin closes the mouth somewhat more at ease than before, looks up at you with his shiny black eyes. Human is kind to Dustin. Dustin will remember this. Close the drawer, satisfied with your job well done. I love Dustin. Alright, let's poke around the closet. Creepy. What do you think you need in the morning was waking up and find a doll in your closet? Leave it be. Nope. Look out the window. Creep towards the window. Careful not to be seen by whatever that might be lurking in the garden. For a second, thought that could be an animal. Been something else, whatever it is, gone now. The window. Alright, let's check Stella. Probably could I check on you, friend? Can't imagine she's holding up very well. Yes, that is perfect. Perfect message. It's like a minute to get back to you. In the meantime, get dressed and head down to head down to the kitchen. Back in the kitchen, Profire eyes you with her favorite spot in the counter. Her pupils dilate, her tail twitches. You are still here. How unfortunate. I don't want to be here either. Who would have thought we have anything in common? Gretchen sends her regards. Inform Frofro that Gretchen still draws breath. Tell her, brave, twas that creature still not returned to the vile pit of hell it crawled from. Murder. Truly, ours is not a kind god. Frofro is such a bitch. Hey. Police called last night. Guess you and Stella were serious about the old farmer guy. They say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? They didn't say anything about the body, but apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, Asami. Before I ask, don't worry, I told them that you're an upstanding citizen. Seemed unfazed by this. Some old farmer disappeared after going hunting in the middle of the woods at night. So what? Something like that is bound to happen eventually, and frankly, you're lucky it didn't happen to you. Just make sure nothing like this happens again for the rest of the week, alright? Got me some flag. Man died right in front of me. The woods are full of actual monsters. No, some old farmer went missing. That's it. Don't let Stella get you all worked up over this. He has that effect on people. Oh, what's up with you and Stella? Just have some history, that's all. I don't need to explain myself to you. Sorry. The smile is something else. Good. I've got to get to work. Listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask and we don't have any more problems. Brother takes a few steps toward the door. Sunset. Cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak and then slam of the front door as it closes behind her. Once again, you are the only human in the estate. Made a bad habit of first impressions, known? Chuck chuckles mockingly. Text from Bella. It's another tired cat. Incredible. No notes. Perfect. Hope you're holding up okay, or as good as you can with the stuff we saw last night. What's up most of the night on cryptic forums? No real answers yet. I'm in the library now if you want to join. I have scones. Don't say no more. Time to start your day. I wanted to talk to Fur. I don't need to make food because we're gonna get scones. I want to investigate the garden, but let's go. Let's head down. Look back down to town, much more pleasant today as it was yesterday. You didn't know the woods was full of monsters and strange men who know your name. Stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement. The woods are still, at least for now. Down the path. Autumn-tinged mountains sprawling for miles in every direction. Now feel less like beautiful scenery, more like walls of a cage. Phone buzzes in your pocket. Look, I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video, adding to the group. I'm only here because it's quieter than the store, or was, lol. I'm trying to figure out what animal I could be. I don't want to bury this harbinger, buy into this harbinger and do stuff. You know what animals they are? They're ditchlings. They are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. Oh my god, it's Kenika. Hi, Kenika. I was back to town. Down the path. Make it to town in one piece. No creature jumped at you. No scary black men. No scary men blocked your path. Blocked. That is how my friend sent texts too. It is the appropriate way. Armpit Sniffer. That is a wild name. Thank you for the follow, though. The sight of other people is comforting, helping you forget the things that you witnessed as if they happened to someone else. Oh, hey, Asami. Oh, hey, Saturn. We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up a new tea blend, and well, you're the biggest thing to come to town since the coal mine. Folks being absolutely buzzing about you. I'm Sybil. I run the tea house. I believe you met my daughter's friend, Stella. You went out with her last night, right? Did something happen out there? Barely even waved when she walked by. Tell everything that happened last night. I have no idea what those things were, but they killed Duke and... Whoa, slow down. Duke is dead? It's true, I'm afraid. That's awful. Has anyone told Bo? Yes, he's taking it as well as you can imagine. I'll be going to check up on him today. The poor lad. I can't believe you had to see all that, Asami. I tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. Swing by the dino when you can figure out some of Sybil's new plan to try calming your nerves. It's Chunga and Lemon Balm. It's always helped me on bad days. And if you need to talk about what happened, I'm all ears. Anyways, it's up to you. See you around, Asami. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I better be getting back to it myself. But actually, before I go, a word. Stella came back to buy my tea. Stella came back my tea room last night. She told me about what she saw in the woods. Showed me her footage, too. Managed to sneak away the memory card. Apparently, the police were just holding onto my empty camera. Didn't trust them not to erase the whole thing. Can't say I blame her. I know what you went through. I know what you saw. Those things are real. Neither of you have imagined them, and they're certainly no ordinary creatures. My grandmother called them ditchlings. They're a terrible omen. Sign of great suffering and destruction to come. I told Stella that my daughter what I know, and I'm afraid that's not much. How do you know all this? People tell stories, I listen. Granted, it's not every day somebody who's seen a ditchling and lived to tell the tale. Suppose I could count myself lucky to know about them at all. You should count yourself lucky too. Man, fair. I don't know if this is something we'd know about, but when Tabitha and I were on our way home, there was a man on the road. dark, but he had miner's jacket on. Name tag read Wayne. He knew my name. Then there was something off about him. Yes, Wayne. You don't have to worry about him. He's harmless. He's just very sick. But you can let me know if he bothers you again, dear. What can we do about stopping what's coming? I'm afraid I don't have any good answer to that, but Stella and Kanika are doing their best to get to the bottom of this. Oh, sorry, precious bean. You're not like that grumpy fur. No. Aside from that, I suppose the best we can do is stay close to our beloved ones. I'd say that would mean Tabitha should try to spend some time with her only living relative while she can, but I get the feeling she cares too much about her work to let herself leave it that long. Hey, Chaz! Aren't you streaming? Oh, you and Tabitha both did stream a while ago. I wasn't paying attention. I was lurking, and then I forgot. How you doing, gorgeous? Set up my lyrics. Yes, here we go. You have to leave in a couple hours? Where you going? Heading out somewhere cool? And have a good rest, zombie. I'm gonna take my dad to hospital for his knee surgery. Less cool. I do hope that it all goes well, and I will cross my fingers and toes for your dad's quick recovery. Think of the fellow, evil monkey. Don't be too evil. You know, no curling monkey pole or anything for me, thanks. I'd say that would mean Tabitha should try spend. Oh yeah. Could always go to her. Maybe she would bring a little joy, even if the drug will admit that as much. What kind of destruction are we talking about? I completely understand. Oh, I'm struggling to be awake today, though. What kind of destruction are we talking about here? Scene 1 or 2 could be like a bridge collapse, a bad accident, something tragic but not devastating. But this many? Multiplying like they are? I couldn't tell you. I think this was helpful. Of course. Sorry to cut our conversation short, but I got things that need attending to. Stay safe, Asami. God bless. You probably have a bit of time before you need it at the library. Yeah, we'll swing by the diner. Diner's a little quiet today. The air is heavy with kindling smell of breakfast. Talk to Avery. Tired and booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange word, Wendy slides up a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this, and don't worry about paying for it. Funeral has you worried plenty already, I bet. And the answer 29 is down is oink. But what? The clue is pen sound. How can that be sound pen makes? Wait, I'm like, pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you would even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. It's just something to fill in the time. Maybe I should switch to Sudoku. Winnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to a seat behind the counter. Ha! Thanks for telling me about last night. If you really want to get to the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. I will try our tea. The man in the $5 corner clears his throat as you bring the cup to your mouth. Oh, the stretch. See you next time, Raven. Thanks for dropping by and thanks for chatting. Don't mind Julius. I don't think he drinks anything other than coffee. Just hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. Incredible. It tastes healthy. You take another sip. The flavor is strong, slightly unpleasant, but something tastes as bad must be good for you. Wow, color me impressed. Not a lot of folks take to chugga so quickly. But what if you don't believe me about last night? I'm not here to judge. I'm here to listen. Yeah, tell him about last night. You share everything. Glad to have someone to talk to about the horrors you witnessed. Wow, that's some heavy stuff. No wonder Stella seemed distant. Monsters in the woods? Never heard of anything like that around here. I mean, I know I haven't been around all that long, but I feel like that kind of thing would make people would talk about. How exciting. Now that I think about it, when the cops came in for their morning coffee, they mentioned something going out in the woods to look for someone. Must have been Duke. They seemed so disconnected from it, I figured it couldn't be very serious, but wow. Bast was probably out drinking with his shotgun again. Gillis, didn't anybody ever teach you not to speak ill of the dead? Small town cops not knowing how to do their job sounds about right. Avery sighs and then chuckles. You're not wrong. As someone who didn't grow up here, it was a little jarring to move into a place where cops literally do sit around drinking coffee all day long. Like a cartoon. Every now and then they break up a bar fight or arrest somebody for cooking meth in the woods. And the way they tell it sounds like some big sting operation, even though it's usually some guy in his trailer. Now with that Duke situation, I guess you got first-hand experience for how they handle anything that seems like an actual emergency. Sounds like they really saw it. What? Doesn't sound like they really saw it in that way, does it? Hidden pictures of plant transplant. Where are you from? Moved here from Charlotte. Something like 3 years ago? Maybe a little more. I lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job. What was I supposed to pass up on that short of generosity? To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everyone apart from the Cole folks grew up in this town, so I'm still the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong, folks around here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be a part of. Yeah, let's go with the keen eye. Maybe you're more at home than you think. Could be you're getting in your head about fitting in. Man in the booth nearby coughs conspicuously. You can tell he's listening. You think so? Yeah, she might be right. But I don't know. People being friendly to you now, but maybe in a few days. Never mind. They're polite around here. You'll be fine. Did you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. That's cool. I was having some issues with folks about my education, which wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. I heard about it. She offered me a job and a place to stay, and the rest is history. Man is dead. And it's dead, Avery. Exciting doesn't mean good. Nothing ever happens around here. Like, don't get me wrong, it's awful that you and Stella had to go through all that. Definitely, and I feel for Duke's family. But it really gets the adrenaline pumping a bit, being in a situation like that. My coffee's out. Oh no, and you've only had 5 cups today. How are you going to survive? Kidding, I'll be there in a second, Julius. Well, Sammy, it looks like I better get back to it. I hope you're feeling a little better. Maybe the Chuggers had a chance to start working its magic. But before I go, I'm throwing a party this weekend. Nothing fancy, just a little get-together. Avery grabs a napkin, pulling out a pen and scribbling something on a thin paper before handing to you. At my place. Come by after 6 on Saturday. It's almost Halloween. And it didn't seem like anybody else was going to throw one, so I stepped up to the plate. So if you didn't come prepared with a costume, don't worry, I'm sure I can convince the bouncer to let you in anyway. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half-wave before disappearing into the back. Blah 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 blah. Seen a few of them things up near my place, you know. Bullets do them just fine. Man hides behind his new paper, clearly uninterested in saying another word. You leave the diner, ready to continue your day. Did the place get darker? Anyway, let's go to the library. Enter the former town hall. What must have been stately foyer since has been converted into rows of shelves, meeting room, and offices long ago away to sorted reference collections and reading areas. Oh, hey, you made it! She's so cute! Settling with Stella and Kanika. Hey again. Stella filled me in about last night. Did you send my regards to the foul feline? Wink at Gretchen, give a subtle thumbs up. Wonderful, I hope she stews on that for a long, long time. You look tired. My goodness. Whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, Sammy. I love Gretchen. It was hard to fall asleep, all things considered. Oh, there's dreadful creatures in every nook and corner. It's a wonder you got even a wink. Can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah, same. Anyway, I guess we should get started. Hey there, strangers! And literal stranger. Hi, I'm Sami, Tabitha's cousin. I'm in town for the funeral. Oh, I should have known you were a Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, Chief Librarian and only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, and I'm a little jealous of what kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all too kind, but speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosaline around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts, and I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. They're good kids at heart, but I'm sure they're up by Old Maxwell Place, doing teen stuff. I've been up there plenty of times in my day, but I'm sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's Old Maxwell Place? A great old abandoned spot. It's practically a magnet for young people. Even honest students aren't free from its call. I can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. Yeah, let's say nothing. You might not want to run off in the woods anymore, though. It's not as safe as it usually is around here. Is that so? Anika's right. There's some weird stuff going out in the woods. That's actually why we came in today. Have you read of these creatures called ditchlings? They apparently show up around places on the brink of disaster. They kind of look like the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Anika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings? Doesn't ring a bell. Dang, worth a shot. Okay, if you were to say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself. I'd probably try to figure out what kind of sort of disaster this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? I don't know yet. I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab some more books. Behave while I'm gone, Gretchen. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old gal. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about a horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going out in the woods. Ow! Rude. Big rude. But the woods aren't safe. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. What is she fine, really? Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than go around getting into trouble. We'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Tommy, if you see a 13-year-old girl, black braid and glasses, you let her know her dad is worried about her. Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. Got him. Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is gonna go so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our books. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits. Wasn't it? Okay, yeah, this is the history. I can't be bothered reading a whole bunch of history about a coal mine. And this is more history about the Scarlet family. Okay, so this is probably built on Indian graveyard. A simple log cabin built as home Silas. Iron two hands occupied the family of 10. Logging businesses brought many workers and landowners. Rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region, and put it on the map. Bought the hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding that he knew the land's true value. Thus, he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow, now famous coal mine. Fake monsters. Linked to Cherokee legends, and some cite the Wampus Cat as originating in the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. He hunted it down by wearing bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of the region of its evil. Others say the creature comes from a story of a woman who wore a pelt of a wild cat who witnessed forbidden hunting rites. Hunters of the village gathered to perform the rites. She watched in secret underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness, to serve as warning anyone who dares go against tradition. Tummy knockers. Tummy knockers originated Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They were known for knocking that could be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creature has stolen hammers to support the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they are spirits of dead miners forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Talapo. Hunter lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both of their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out the corner of his eye. A small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole. Before he could even figure out what it was, he had drawn his gun and fired at the thing, hunger guiding his actions. It was quick. It ran back through its hidey hole out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. Guess that's what I have to do, he said to his dog, and he threw the tail in the pot to cook soup. His dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up the sound of long nails scrambling across wood, his dog nowhere in sight, only a rumped spot on the covers where he had been, and in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "Want my Talapo?" a high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away," he screamed at the thing. It stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, sound of long claws dragging across the hardwood accompanying its movements. I want my Talipo, the creature growled again. I'll get my dog after you, the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear, but there was no dog to be seen. I want my Talipo, before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched toward the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night, but the next morning all that could remain of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. Oh, Zozo. And hi, Samako. Gorgeous. You close the book and put it back. Hold on, let's check it. Alright. We're going along with what Nika's mum told us last night. I think we can rule out any natural disasters, what the report thinks here. Not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? We can respond. A handsome black cat leaps on the table. Almost on instinct, Stella slams her book shut. Aw, hey Pixel. You might want to close your book. He loves to rip any paper he can find. Oh, my dear friend, how have you been? Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy. I didn't forget your treats. Oh yeah, snack time. Crunch, crunch. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. Can't stand the thought of people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. Hey Pixel, what do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. I know nothing about the woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Wait, your house is haunted? What? Hey, how did you know? What? Pixel told me. I'm easy, the psychic, or she can talk to animals. It's a long story. No comment. You've been living in the library for a fair bit. I'm Lander. I can finally see chat now that that Zozo's lied down. Yes, Zozo, you sweet bean. How are you, Manda Cutie Pie? Been great. Way more snacks, way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up, what kind of haunting we're talking about here? Unexplained noises, objects disappearing on strange and familiar places? Oscar, don't get our hopes up like that. No, nothing like that. The floor on Rosalina's bedroom just keeps seeping blood, and I've seen a strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. Wait, you know, full body apparition? Can I see it? You slept on and off all day on accident, had your schedule fixed, and then you wrecked it? No! I'm wrecking my schedule at the moment because I am going to need to be I'll probably be winding down this time tomorrow, but like I've been on night shift all year, and now I'm not going to be. So, you know, schedule change. Oh my god, Zozo, precious bean. You know, I might just have to end stream soon so I can cuddle my cats. She's so cute. Oh my god, what did she do? Put me down. Why would you do that, Zozo? She's so mean. Bill, how many times have you gone on ghost hunts and been tricked by shadows? You know what it's going to be. What if it's an actual ghost? Lizard, 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 lizard. I'm with Kanika. That's probably a very normal, very boring explanation. Y'all more welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night. Yes, we'll be there. That sounds like a fun way to spend the evening. Can't wait to get spooked by somebody's creaky floorboards. Why would you let a paper shredder freely wander the library? Why don't you mind your own business? Have you seen this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? You decided to leave Pixel B. Cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Alright, I better get to shelving. Let me know if y'all need anything. I think there's a cult here? Please specialize with her. Yeah, it was pretty bad, but I'm not sure if you have them part of a cult. Definitely. I don't want to think they're capable of putting in that effort. Their nuclear incidents? The Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah, apparently in the 60s, B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up in midair and dropped a couple of bombs. A nice, fascinating bit of history there. First of the two bombs landed upright after its parachute caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. Oof. At the time, the government claimed the bomb was unarmed, but later came out that the only thing preventing the detonation was the single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb hasn't been recovered. Right. The conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. Remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. Sorry, did you say they buried it? Do you need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. The bomb is somewhere else. Why would there be so many ditchlings here? We shouldn't be looking for something so hard at the disaster angle anyway. What if those creatures are out there? Biological. Look, you never know with radiation. You actually know quite a bit. It just melts you. It doesn't make monsters. And a 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. Maybe. Never know. Could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. So about the coal mines here, Kaneka visibly shudders at cold sweats thinking about that place. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love good crevice. I'm gay. Busting mine collapse from poor working conditions, color me shocked. It's pretty awful. That's what the sculpture out the front is for, commemorating all the men and children who died that day. Every kid in Scarlet Hollow learns about the collapse of 1981 or 18. Our teachers loved to emphasize how many children they had working down there, probably to try to show us how good we have it or whatever. Play by, if you ask me. You know, that could be what the ditchlings were warning about. Another collapse. writing down a list of potential disasters. Yeesh, Stella, that's so morbid. And besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. That labor market is way more strict now. There's no way he could get away with the kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Y'all don't think the mine is about to collapse, right? Haha, no, I don't think so. Phew, had me worried there for a second. Need to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, what a horrible thought. You never know. What happened to the mine collapse? What kind of just glosses over that? It was a union. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There was not a whole lot written about the past century there. Yeah, Scarlet Hollow Mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. I'm sure Tapley runs the mine better than Charles Shaw did. Still hasn't let the union in though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. Pick with Charles Shaw. That's what happens when someone directly causes a monumental disaster, especially in a small town like this. People tend to spit when they hear your name. You got run out of town on a rail, you know. That's not a figure of speech. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail, ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it out on the far wall. You got off easy, if you ask me. Not sure if I agree with the collapsing angle, but the mine seems important. Yeah, let's go with the sick angle. Like toxic no one's poisoning the town, ran from mine on the way back and he seemed sick, like he called out my name too. Right, you told me about that last night, super spooky. Oh my god, are you talking about Wayne? That creep keeps coming about my mum's tea room. He's definitely something wrong with him, like viscerally wrong. Maybe there's some sort of parasite down in the mines. Maybe it's infected Wayne and maybe Wayne infected the local wildlife? Huh, that could work. Tyler Scarlet. Yes, product of a different time. But the dude was still a monster. Sure. Sorry, you're related to him. I think ditchling is here for retribution. It's tenuous, assuming Kinnick is Mama's right. They're here as an omen, not because they're going to do something themselves. I think we know how I feel on the matter. Quick monsters. Pompous cat sounds like they could be mountain lions. Just like a woman crying out somewhere between a person's eyes and cat's eyes. Definitely, they are 100% mountain lions. Nika, you know there are no mountain lions up here. I thought they were supposed to be a skeptic. Stella, one of the days you'll trust us. But the myths are old, right? Mountain lions don't go extinct in the Appalachians that long ago. These legends haven't died off yet. Almost every cryptid can be traced down to either hoax or someone getting confused about perfectly normal animal, sometimes both. Big, for instance, started the prank when folks saw bears walking around on their hind legs and got freaked out, and now here we are. You'll leak those words when I get the first clear footage of a Bigfoot. If we manage that, I'll print a piece of paper that says Bigfoot isn't real and literally eat it, I promise. I'm holding you to it. I was literally attacked by a mountain lion yesterday. Holy shit, you were? You say that before we know you were attached by a tickling you mistook for a mountain lion. Ella, you're really saying that my mum's magical grub monsters are real and cougars aren't? Sure, we have video evidence of your mum's magical grub monster. Why won't you believe me? Because if I just believed everything I was told, I wouldn't be an actual cryptic hunter. I'd be one of those guys who shows on the Discovery channel and says that Bigfield built the pyramids. Oof. I don't want to be one of those guys. Maybe. Look, I believe you believe a mountain lion attacked you. I'm just not convinced that's what happened. Memory is a crazy thing, Asami. I have to be skeptical no matter what the source. Unless that source is my mom. Mom used to tell me the telepost story. I'd forgotten about it. It made me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought Monster might try to dig it out of my stomach if I had. I love the old chimney in the woods. I used to think it was a chimney from Telepo. One that was left after the thing did whatever it did. I don't know, it's just because old chimneys don't burn down. Wooden houses do. That means it's not the chimney from Telepo. I've camped out here a couple of times. It seemed some pretty spooky stuff. Yeah, I watched the video, you saw a raccoon. You're gonna get rabies one of these days chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live life on the edge. Do you think Wayne is a Tommy knocker? Maybe he's the ghost of a dead miner. Something seriously wrong with the guy. We should definitely look into it, but I don't think he's a ghost. Ghosts tend to be tied to a specific place, though maybe he's haunting the whole town. He's not a ghost, because ghosts aren't real. I've seen him like touch stuff. Let's move on. Have you had any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. A new teen would be handful. Didn't think it would happen overnight. Probably head out once you're done, check on our usual haunts. What do y'all think? There's a whole lot of mine related stuff in my notes. Maybe that should be our next stop. Ah! We can poke around and find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you're suggesting we go question some of the miners, right? We're not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally, 100%. I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about the mines. I promise, Neeks. We're just going to question some of the miners. If that question gives us good reason to poke around, say, a cool and abandoned coal mine, then we'll go across that bridge when it comes to it. You can cross that bridge when it comes to it. I'm not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. Okay, good. And hopefully we can find out what's wrong with Wayne while we're at it. I'm sure Tabitha is going to love that we're snooping around. Have to make sure we don't get caught. We're super maybe I can even keep a lookout. Look at us going out on a camper together. I miss this. So too. Though there is something missing. Reese. Really miss that dude. Can't believe how long it's been. Have you seen him lately? No, I tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. Didn't realize it's been getting so bad, that poor guy. Yes, I know. We could pop over and surprise him. Hell yeah, let's do it. Hey Oscar, we'll let you know when we've run into Rosalina. Thanks guys, I'll keep you posted. Alright, that's actually a good spot, I think. And as much as I would like to keep streaming, I probably should consider actually looking after myself for once. And I'm feeling tired. So I will enjoy lying down, maybe writing, doing something for myself for a change. You know, the things that I like to do. So let's save, put it there, and I have some writing I want to finish. So I'm going to do that. Now, that said, probably close all of these. I wonder if there's someone live on Joystick for us to raid. We'll check that out in a second. Okay, let's have a look. Oh. Have a look. I am not seeing. I'm not seeing any safer work streamers right now. I need to finish setting up my joystick stream for the funny that we're going to probably do, but I won't bother with the rating on that one because I don't know anyone. Let's see. Uh, you know what? I might just throw you all at Dyer. Dyer's adorable and he's playing Paladins. Wait a minute. Interesting. Very interesting. Twitch is saying someone's live, but I don't see them live. It's really odd. Avi's playing Hunt. Maybe. Mayhaps. Possibly. Odd. Yeah, no. So weird. Twitch was just bamboozling me there for a second. Crazy. Alright. Uh, yeah. Maybe next time for RV, only because I was going to yeet everyone at Dyer. Because Dyer caught my eye already. And Dyer's a cutie pie. Did I? There we go. Starting raid. Alright. Click to screen. Theseus, and let's get
I
our
thought the one on
raid
the roof pushed up.
messages.
I thought the roof guy got you, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No, there was one down
Alright,
below
make
with
sure
us.
you go say hi to Dyer, who is an absolute
Good shit.
adorable bean. And I'm going to do
Window, careful.
the right thing and lie down and rest and look after myself. You know, like a good girl that I am trying to be.
Okay.
Alright, until next time, I'll
Go on.
catch you later. Bye 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 bye.
Just
Bye bye
up there.
bye 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 bye.